Hey guys, it's Aoife from Fred Weasley Died Laughing, and I'm here to do another book tag today, which is the Unpopular Opinions book tag, yes. And I wasn't tagged in this, but Julia over at Baby Hurricane 7, she mentioned me when she was doing her tag, which was really, really super nice of her. So I'm just going to repay the favour and tell everyone that if they're not subscribed to her, to go and subscribe to her, because she is just so lovely, and she's funny as well. I love her. She's really cool. And so let's get down to it. So basically, these are loads of questions that people might get angry at you for, because it's an unpopular opinion. So sorry if I offend anyone. I don't mean to. If I diss any books that you love, it's not on purpose at all. So please forgive me. So the first question is a popular book or series that you didn't like. Now, I generally have pretty good feelings about a lot of popular book series, except I'm going to go with a kind of a strange answer here, which is the Outlander series by Diana Gabaldon, which I really, really, really enjoyed the first two books in this series, which is Outlander, or it used to be called Cross Stitch. It got changed to Outlander for some reason. So the first book, Outlander, and the second book, which is A Dragonfly in Amber. I really liked those two books, thought they were so good. And then after that, once Voyager and Drums of Autumn are the next two that I've read, and I really, really didn't really like them. I'm not really sure why. It could be just some new characters in it or something, but I just feel, and I also feel like she's almost milking it, the story, I think. I don't really know. It just goes on too long. It's just so long-winded. And the thing is, I will finish off the series, I know I will, but I don't think I'll definitely not enjoy the rest of the books as much as I liked the first two, because I thought the first two were just so good, which is kind of a shame really, that I'm not really that pushed into reading them, but I will read them. They're not a book series to marathon either. It's just too long and it's too heavy. I think you'd just probably, like, I'm not really sure, like, not die, but you could possibly go into a coma for a while after, if you marathon that series, because it would just be way too much. You just have to go in a nice long sleep for a while. Now the second is a popular book or series that everyone else seems to hate but you love, and I'm going to go for the Selection series by Kiera Cass, which, where is it? Here we go. I have all of them. So I actually only got these ones recently because I read the others from the library, so I still have them tied together because I think I want to keep them tied together. So the Selection, which is the Selection, the one, the Elite, and then the new one, which is the Air, which I just recently read. So those are ones that people tend to have a lot of varying opinions about this series. Some people hate it, some people like it, some people love it. And people say, it's like The Bachelor, it's not bad writing, the main character is really annoying, and to be honest, a lot of main characters tend to be annoying because they just dilly-dally around situations where you just want them to just get on and do it. They dilly-dally around love triangles where you just know who they're going to end up with, because it's just, a lot of the time, it's just so obvious, and it just kills you that they just can't make a decision where you've just made the decision for them already. And then again, when people say about The Bachelor, I live in Ireland, so we're not really into that kind of thing. If people watch The Bachelor, they're only watching it on E, if it's on E over here. So I don't watch The Bachelor, and it's not something that I'd be interested in, so I didn't have any kind of comparisons to The Bachelor with the Selection, so that's no problem for me. And then again, I've also heard other people say that Kiera Cass, she says it herself, she's like, my writing is just a bit of fun, a little bit of fluff. It's not supposed to be like this mind-blowing literary piece of, like, this masterpiece of literary work. It's supposed to be just something a bit fun, and I think that's such a good way to put it, which is a way to put for a lot of books. A lot of these writers, they're just writing their story. They don't want to win loads and loads of awards. They know they probably won't win a lot of awards or anything for their writing, but it's just a story that they want to tell, a story for a little bit of fun, a bit of an enjoyable read, which the Selection definitely gives me. I think my heart stopped for a minute when I finished reading The Air because of the way it ended, and I was in just this big, like, fluster, being like, oh my god, I can't believe that, I can't believe she ended it like that. So any kind of book that gives you that reaction is a good book for me personally anyway. It was a good book for me because it gave me that kind of reaction. So the next is a love triangle where the main character ended up with a person you did not want them to end up with. So I'm going to give a spoiler for the Delirium series here. So if you don't watch the Delirium series, or you don't watch the Delirium, if you don't read Delirium series, or if you've only started reading them, or if you're going to read them and you don't want a spoiler, just skip ahead for a little bit. And this one is, I felt like the Delirium series ended kind of strange because she didn't really tell us who she ended up with, but it seemed kind of almost obvious that Lena was going to end up with Alex. And here's the thing, I really liked Alex in the first book, which was Delirium. Really liked him. And then we met Julian in Pandemonium, and I really liked Julian, and I thought he was just so cute, and so I really liked him in Requiem as well, and I would have loved Lena to end up with Julian. I just thought he was the sweetest boy, and I think Alex just turned out to be such an ass at times. So yeah, Julian all the way. Has to be Julian. Ugh, that book. I wasn't really that crazy about that series, but that love triangle just killed me because I just wanted her to definitely end up with him, and we just don't really know. So the second one is a popular book genre you hardly reach for, and for me that would kind of be, I guess, kind of the mystery novels. So those ones where, you know, people might be investigating a murder, or someone has a stalker or something like that. I tried reading it a few years ago, and I kind of got a bit, I think it was something about a girl having a stalker, and I got a bit paranoid because I have an overactive imagination, so I started imagining all these scenarios which, you know, weren't really happening. So I haven't really read that much mystery since then. But then I read the Cuckoo's Calling. Yes, The Cuckoo's Calling by Robert Galbraith, which is J.K. Rowling. And that's why I actually bought that book, because I knew it was J.K. Rowling. I know I like her writing, so I was like, I'll give this a go. And I absolutely loved it. I thought it was such a good book. I got the second one, The Silkworm. I've even have shelved a few other books that are more of the mystery, genre. I read Gone Girl, and I read The Girl on the Train, which again aren't really books that I read, but because I read The Cuckoo's Calling, I decided I'd read them as well. That I would, and again I read Sharp Objects by Gillian Flynn as well. All kind of books that I wouldn't have read if I hadn't read The Cuckoo's Calling. So yeah, but generally it's still not one that I'd immediately reach for. I definitely go for fantasy or YA in front of that, or even just women's literature as they call it. And then the number 5, a popular / beloved character you did not like. Oh, you guys are going to hate me when I say this. I had such arguments with my friends over this, and this is to do with the Hunger Games. And it's actually more the book. I like her in the films, but in the books I really didn't like her. It's Prim. You guys, I hate Prim. I know, I'm evil. I'm literally evil that I hate this little girl so much. But she just annoyed me so much in the books. Oh, she was just so, I wouldn't even call her needy, but just the way that Katniss seemed to think that she was so helpless all the time, and she was always just the problems for everything. Like, if she literally didn't exist, there would be no problems. Prim, just go away. And then again, I kept comparing her to Rue, which is Rue didn't have this big sister to look after her, as Katniss pointed out, and Rue was so strong, and she got her life taken away from her sooner than she should have, and I just kept thinking of stupid little helpless Prim, and then this amazing Rue, and stupid Prim. Hate Prim. Sorry guys. I know, I told you were going to hate me. So number 6, a popular author you can't seem to get into. And for this one, I don't really know. I mean, I tend to give everyone a try. So there's some authors that I haven't actually read that are really popular, which is Terry Pratchett, who I will be reading soon, Stephen King. I'm thinking of trying to see if Under the Dome is in my library the next time I see it, because I've watched the TV series, so I want to read the book, but I haven't read any books of him since then. Again, Robin Hobbs I haven't read, and Peter Brent. Is it Peter Brent? None of them I've read. I do want to read them though, but I just haven't read them yet. Now, for authors that I can't get into, I'm not overly pushed into reading anything by Colleen Hoover, and since I have been watching booktube videos, she's literally like all I can hear about. I think it's basically because she's not really big over here in Ireland or the UK. She's not an author that I've ever seen in any of my bookshelves, in the shops or in the library. I've never seen her name before, so I'm not overly pushed into reading her books. Now I will, if I come across them, I might pick them up, but I'm not actively searching out for them. And Morgan Matson as well is another one that people rave about, which I do have now the ebook of Since You've Been Gone, so I might read that soon, but we'll have to wait and see. But again, just not overly pushed into reading any of their books, and they do get raved about a lot. So that is that. And then number 7, a popular book trope that you're tired of seeing, and that has to be love triangles. I don't see, now I know it does give a bit of spice, but sometimes there's so much going on in the book anyway, you don't need the love triangle. I think sometimes it's just really, really unnecessary. It's like I've said before in my bookish pet peeves video. Series like the Matched series, which I absolutely hated after the first book because it went so bad. She introduced a love triangle that was completely unnecessary and didn't even work. Like, we all knew that it wasn't going to work. The girl's first choice was always going to be, which Kai, I think, maybe was her first love interest in it. I can't remember, but she was definitely like always going to choose him. Number 8, a popular series you have no interest in reading. I wouldn't say I have no interest in reading, but I have no push to read it, which is really weird, because ordinarily on paper it seems something that like I would be really, really into, which is the Vampire Academy books. And I keep hearing about them, and I just don't really feel like I need to read them. And again, I've seen the movie on Netflix now as well, and I've kind of been like, should I read it or should I watch it? And I just haven't actually pressed play yet, so we will see. I might read it sometime in the future, but for now I'm just not overly interested in reading it. And then number 9, what movie did you like better than the book? And I'm going to say The Notebook. I know. I watched The Notebook a good bit before I started reading Nicholas Sparks novels, and I obviously I loved the movie. I mean, who doesn't love The Notebook? And if you don't like The Notebook, where's your heart? He wrote her a letter every day for a year. How can you not like that? So yeah, The Notebook as a book fell a bit flat for me. I didn't really enjoy it. I didn't have so much of a connection with the characters. And then another book series, again, Nicholas Sparks. For some reason I seem to like some of his movies better than his books, but I do like his books. I really, 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 really liked The Longest Ride, so I'm really looking forward to watching that in the movies in the next few weeks, because it looks like it's going to be really good, but the book was excellent. But Safe Haven by Nicholas Sparks, I watched the movie first, really loved the movie, completely blew me out of the water with a brilliant plot twist. So then there was a few differences in the book that kind of threw me off a bit. So I would watch the movie before reading the book. The book was fine, but that movie is probably one of my favourite movies, so I will always rewatch it. I just love that movie so much. And I'm trying to think of others. When I was doing this, I didn't write it down, but I could think of a movie that I really, really liked that I didn't like the book, and I can't remember what it is now. That's going to annoy me now, and I'm probably going to wake up in the middle of the night with it in my head. So that is it. This is longer than I thought it would be. Let me see. I am going to tag anyone who doesn't like Prim, which is probably like no one else in the entire world. I'm probably the only cold-hearted person that doesn't like Prim. So yeah, if you don't like Prim, do the Unpopular Opinions book tag. And hopefully I'll see you again, you guys. So have a happy weekend, and I will see you again soon. So bye.